To execute these very vital constitutional responsibilities, the Senate and indeed Parliament has in place a team of dynamic and competent professionals and experts on legislative, governance and other relevant fields, all primed to assist all stakeholders to navigate and nurture devolution. Mounting challenges for economies globally means that governments, ours included, are finding themselves training to meet the obligations as needs of the populations and other financial commitments such as international loans, so are far outstripping inflows from domestic revenue streams. It is my firm conviction that as the legislative arm of county governments, it is the duty of county assemblies under your stewardship to respond in kind and domesticate legislation that support interventions acutely desired in this regard.
In some of the counties, for example, the pending bills before the county assemblies are more than the laws that have been passed. That means that there is need to fast track the full enactment of all these pending legislations at the county assemblies. There is also an element of illegal collection of revenue in most counties, which is done using the finance bill as opposed to what the law envisages. That means that there is need to look at these legislations in a holistic manner.
It will be a three-day workshop touching on the leadership of the county assemblies, legislation of the county assemblies, the oversight role, and in this oversight, the emphasis on conducting oversight in a way that it is not construed to mean witch hunt.
In some of the counties, for example, the pending bills before the county assemblies are more than the laws that have been passed. That means that there is need to fast track the full enactment of all these pending legislations at the county assemblies. There is also an element of illegal collection of revenue in most counties, which is done using the finance bill as opposed to what the law envisages. That means that there is need to look at these legislations in a holistic manner.
It will be a three-day workshop touching on the leadership of the county assemblies, legislation of the county assemblies, the oversight role, and in this oversight, the emphasis on conducting oversight in a way that it is not construed to mean witch hunt.
Of non-involvement of the county assemblies. At the time, the PS devolution, who is seated with you here, and also the then CS devolution, we had a conversation to see to it that we, slightly on what you just discussed, on the quality of legislation, and what we have the county assemblies to do in the next 5 years, a document, a publication called the Quality of Legislation Report. So the first guide actually looks at institutional priorities that county assemblies were going to consider to introduce and facilitate implementation of the ERS and the CRS. On the Quality of Legislation Report, this report actually highlighting a few areas of, we can consider gaps in legislation. Targeted capacity building to strengthen the county assembly's professional drafters, because there is a big gap in legislative drafting, and we are happy from really having some joint training and joint meetings to address this. But also looks at capacity strengthening for county assembly staff and the members of county assemblies on legislative development and scrutiny. And finally, this document, I'd invite UNDP representative, CRA chairperson, CAF, and the Secretary General of CAF to join us in the launch of this document on this other side. Of course, plus the PS devolution. The two publications. Yes. So, communication? 3, can we go? can we clap for CAF for this important publication? So we have rotating the County Assembly's Forum publication on the quality of legislation. And at the bottom we have the COVID-19 Legislative and Oversight Guide for Socio-Economic Engineering and Recovery. Thank you very much. Clap for them, please. Thank you very, very much. The World Bank, the Danish Embassy, Joseph, the PS Devolution, Your Excellency the Governor, thank you. IGRTC, please join us. The other side, for a photo.
Repeat all the speakers. You will have lunch with the Speaker of the Senate at Lamu Deck on our way out of here. As we leave here, we've got a photo session. The chief guest and all the other dignitaries in that direction. We will only take 3 photos. We'll be joined by UNDP, we'll be joined by ACT, CRA, COB, and the SG of CAF. So that's the first photo. Again, we'll repeat those instructions out there for clarity. The second photo will...
Let them come faster.